Today, I want to talk about something that I think is a little bit of a problem in the fire service. It's alcohol. And I know a lot of firefighters that have a pretty negative relationship with it. Negative in the way that I don't think it's serving them, and they consume often too much of it, too often, and there's really not any upside to it. It's kind of like a learned behavior, in some cases, a coping mechanism. But I think it just stands to do more harm than good in most cases. And so don't take this as I'm completely demonizing alcohol. I'm not a teetotaler. I do consume alcohol sometimes myself. These days, it's just a more rare and more rare occasion, really. As I've aged, I've just found less places and less of a fit in my life for alcohol. And I tend to reserve it for very special occasions. And now, mostly when I'm drinking, it's often a non alcoholic beer, which is a common thing. If it's bourbon, it's just a very small amount. It's not even usually a full amount. It's not usually even a full, like, 1 ounce pour. Um, I do love the flavors and the nuance and the lore and the stories behind alcohol, especially when it comes to different types of bourbons. And we went to Scotland, visited some distilleries, and tried some scotch, like straight from the source. It was awesome. Um, but I think where we run into problems is when the alcohol has more negatives than it has positives. And in spite of that, we still just don't pay attention to it and we kind of let it work its way into our lives more often than it should. And I see a lot of firemen struggling with being obese. Their nutrition is lacking, their physical activity is lacking, and the alcohol just is not serving them. And so when you're putting more priority in what you're having to drink or what bar you're going to or how many beers you're going to crush in the garage, like I know it's fun memes and all that stuff about, slamming beers with the boys, which is a good time and there's a time and place for that. But I just don't think that it has a time and place multiple nights every week. And so I think we need to kind of take a little bit of a nuanced approach to it. I'm not telling anybody at all to completely cut it out of your life. All I'm saying is maybe this is a good time to reflect and evaluate what place it has in your life. If does it make you a person that people don't want to be around? Does it turn you into a person that acts in ways that you're not proud of after the effects of alcohol wear off? Are you using it as a crutch? Or a way to kind of numb out or disconnect from what's going on in your day to day life. But I think it's a good period of time right now to take reflection. The holidays are coming up, so football season started, and I get it. Like some things just go together, right? Watching football, having some wings and a couple beers is a vibe. I get it. um, but I think that we just need to kind of be more thoughtful about our approach to alcohol. So, Sober October is a thing. I know Joe Rogan made that popular when they would go nuts on fitness stuff and cut out booze for the month of October. And currently, we're doing a Sober October run club. And a handful of the guys from my department are doing it. And some of them have already said, hey, I'm going to do the running, but I'm probably still going to have my drinks. And I have friends who were interested in doing the run, but they're like, I'm not going to cut out my booze, so I feel like I'm not adhering to the rules of the run club. So to each his own. Um, However, I think these are good opportunities to disconnect from the habit of drinking, which I can say myself, I can speak for myself, that it's more of a habit than anything. It's kind of like that end cap at the end of the day, and kind of helps transition into going from like the work mindset into the relaxation mindset. But I think what that shows is just lacking a mastery of yourself, right? Um, if you're not the type of person who has a mindset strong enough to work yourself out of certain situations, then we probably have an issue there. And so if we need these external things to help us out to do that, I think that maybe something needs to be reevaluated. whether that's, looking into things like therapy or just being more mindful and sitting with your thoughts around something. It's all too easy to just take action. We zone out with Netflix, social media, and I think drinking becomes a habit similar to those where it's more of just a learned behavior rather than something that we feel we actually need. It's just kind of like we just fall into a habit with it and then we just become really okay with it being part of our life. So, what I challenge you to do, whether it's over the next week, over the next month, reevaluate your relationship with alcohol and be honest with yourself about it. And if you need help with it, seek out that help. Our fire departments are always talking about the EAPs. I have not used those resources myself, so I will not claim to have an understanding of exactly how they help you, but I do know the resources are out there. And even if it's bending the ear of a friend or reaching out to me, that's absolutely fine. But it's a good time to reflect on this and see where alcohol fits in your life or does not fit in your life for that matter.